In the haunted town of Duskvale, nestled between a cursed forest and the mountains of Echo Hollow, a love triangle once threatened to shake the supernatural world. At the center of it was Elara, a seemingly ordinary 18-year-old girl with a heartbeat louder than the full moon. She was the only human in a school of shadows, where vampires lingered in the library longer than the living, and werewolves paced the gym floors with restless hunger. Elara found herself torn between Lucien, a vampire of timeless elegance, whose touch could still time, and Kael, a wild, fierce werewolf with a heart that beat only for her. Lucien had promised her immortality, a love beyond death, where centuries would pass like seconds. But Elara feared losing her humanity. The longing to live a mortal life, of growing old, of bearing a child, of knowing the brief sweetness of human love, drew her closer to Kael. So she chose Kael. Together they left Duskvale and carved a life in the outskirts of Ravenbrook. Elara gave birth to a werechild, a bright-eyed girl named Liora, whose laughter could soften even Kael's savage instincts. Life was not always easy. The full moons brought their struggles, but they were a family. Elara never regretted choosing a finite love, full of warmth, over eternity spent in cold perfection. But everything changed the night the forest howled in pain. Kael didn't come home from his patrol. They found him bleeding under the shadow of a burnt pine, his body clawed and pierced with silver. Elara cradled him as his golden eyes faded, his last words trembling. "Protect Liora. Don't let it find her." The pack had been hunted, and whoever, or whatever, had done this wasn't done. Grief lit a fire in Elara, fiercer than she had ever known. And so, she returned to Duskvale, to the one creature she swore never to need again. Lucien hadn't changed. He still looked like a poem carved from marble. When Elara appeared at the edge of the Blackthorn Manor, carrying her grief like a storm, he already knew. "You want vengeance," he said. "No," she whispered. "I want your help. Kael's death wasn't random. Someone hunted him, and now they're after our daughter." Lucien studied her. The pain in her voice cracked something ancient inside him. He never stopped loving her, not even when she chose the wolf. Together they began to uncover a dark network. Rogue hunters, cursed weapons, ancient rivalries. Clues led them deep into the heartless forest, where old magic lingered like smoke. During the hunt, they moved as they once did, as if no time had passed. He admired her strength, her fury, her tenderness when she spoke of Kael and Liora. She admired his restraint, his cunning, and the deep ache behind his eyes. One night around a fire, Elara broke. "I didn't choose Kael because I loved him more," she confessed. "I chose him because I was afraid. Afraid of becoming something I didn't understand. Afraid of forever. I just wanted to be me." Lucien looked at her, his voice like velvet over thorns. "You were never meant to be ordinary. Even your pain is immortal." Their fingers brushed. A forbidden current rippled between them, but there was no betrayal in her grief. Only the undeniable truth. She had once loved Lucien, and somewhere in the ashes of her broken heart, a spark still lived. In the end, they found the killer, a hybrid cursed by both clans, driven mad by rejection. The final battle was brutal. Lucien nearly died shielding Liora, but Elara struck the final blow, protecting both her past and her future. With vengeance behind them, Elara faced a choice once again. Stay in Duskvale, or disappear with Lucien, Liora at her side. She made her decision. They vanished, Elara, Lucien, and her daughter, into the world beyond shadows. Legends say they live near a northern lake where the moon dances on the water, where love, old and new, burns quietly like embers waiting to be stirred. And on every full moon, Liora howls, not in sorrow, but in remembrance. A werewolf's daughter, a vampire's second chance, a woman who chose life and then chose love again.